Alrighty folks, want to welcome you all back to Yates Computers Tips and Reviews. So for this week I wanted to go through a little bit more of hardware, some hardware I've picked up, some hardware I wanted to show. So this week would be, or this video for this week will be a non-traditional keyboard. Why I call it a non-traditional keyboard? Well, because it's not a traditional. It's not something someone would think of on an everyday basis. Well, let me go out and buy this. This is really a unique item. I found it at a thrift store. I knew what it was instantly when I seen it. I knew it would be great. We could use it for a lot of things. And of course, it's not a traditional keyboard. Everybody will think, oh, what's the big deal? It's a wireless keyboard. It is, but it isn't a wireless keyboard. This is a Bluetooth keyboard. It's not wireless as in Wi-Fi wireless. So there's advantages, disadvantages, and there's key reasons for this. Especially nowadays, if you're a creator in media. All the pandemic stuff looks like it's starting to tame down, but let's say now you go back to working in your office, but you need to still send out emails. Well, I know on a phone you could speak in it and it types, and a lot of times it doesn't put the right words in and it puts in other words and other things and spells things differently and different meanings, and maybe you have a certain slang or terminology you use and you're used to typing. You can buy one of these Bluetooth keyboards, link it to your phone, bring up your email application, whatever you need to do, and you just start typing away, and it puts it all in your email the way you want to do it. Maybe you have a certain structure or a certain format you like to do, something where you paragraph it and leave spaces between, or how you want to put questions in between your comments, or however structurally you want to design your email to go out. Now that, again, business is not being held within the business. You might be on a satellite location. You might be in a conference. You might be training. You might be doing a lot of other things now that you can actually use this function, this tool, to complete the task you want the way you want, without going in and talking to the thing and then going back in and correcting it all on the screen. You can use a keyboard. Well, I'm sure you could probably do that with an adapter through your USB port and all. You get a little bit more technical, a little bit more parts, a little bit more other things you're going to need. So, I've seen this, I wanted to show this. I want people to realize there's a difference between your traditional keyboard that you use like on a computer that you might have wired or wireless, or some of the other form factors out there. Even Bluetooth will work on some computers. Some computers with the integrated wireless cards have the integrated Bluetooth and all of that stuff. Or you can buy the little dongle. A little dongle. Same thing like on a wireless mouse. They have little dongles. These little pieces here that are Bluetooth, where you put it in the USB, load the drivers, you can link, do everything you need to. So again, this is a non-traditional style keyboard, but you use it in a traditional way. What was nice with this one is it has a feature here that has 1, 2, 3. You can link this to 3 devices and turn this knob. So let's say you have it linked to your computer and you want to type on your computer, but then you need to do something on your phone later, or you take this with you somewhere and you have that as number 2, you turn the dial to 2, you can type to that. Even if you're in the same room, let's say you have a wired keyboard and a wireless keyboard because you want to work from your chair or wherever you're at in your room, you have the wireless feature, but you still have the wired. When you change that number, it doesn't communicate. The other thing, I've looked this up. There's this little slot here. This is designed for you to put your phone or your tablet in when you type, so it holds it up for you to see. So it's a nice little gadget. So I wanted to go through this feature because a lot of home users probably have no clue this kind of technology is out there. Now, I did mention tablet. So it's not only phone, not only computer. People have tablets now. You know, they have a lot of different brands out there now of tablets where they don't have keyboards. They have the touch screens. Touch screens, as you know, if you use it, can be difficult because it uses up your screen. This is another option for you, where you have this in case you want to use it, but you still have the function on the screen. So you don't lose anything, all you do is gain. So I wanted to bring this out. I wanted to know, I mentioned it on keyboards and stuff about different connections and different stuff, but I found this. I bought it because I figured we may need this for our personal use, maybe even for what I'm doing now. If I need to go in, do some TikToks, do some Twitter, do some edits to my YouTube, a description, anything, I can use this. I can do it all from the phone. I don't have to go to my computer. I don't have to come in here and go to the computer. I don't have to use my laptop. I don't have to do a lot of things anymore. I can now use this on a simple little device like your phone, that you have access to these accounts to do pretty much anything I want. I could type up any kind of letters. I could type up anything I want. So it's a really handy feature to have. Especially if you find it, like I did, like I said, in a thrift store. I know I brought this up a lot of times. If you find some of these things for a great deal, it may be really worth the effort of grabbing it. Like the wireless video I mentioned it in. This is another prime candidate of that situation. Found it, can't pass up a good deal like this. So I figured, let me show a video. Let me do a video of this. Because this is a non-traditional way of doing it that you may not find these in the stores. You may have to order it online. There might be a few stores that would have this. So it's not something you're probably going to run across every day when you go out and you shop. If your keyboard breaks, you run out to a local store. They might have your wired and wireless keyboard. They might have, you know, a few other little varieties, but they might not have all of this. So it's something I want to bring out and bring up, because in the old days, you wouldn't have considered something like this. In the old days, you didn't even consider wireless because of the slowdown and the lag and all these other factors that come up of the keyboard. If you're a high speed typer and you type at a high rate of speed, a lot of times everybody goes wired because of the latency of the wireless. So that's one of the factors I want to bring up. But if you're just someone that has an average type speed and you do typical stuff, a lot of these work good. Not to mention how the keys are laid out. I like how the keys are laid out. When you get into looking at keyboards, you'll see there's keys that are flat, that stick up. You can watch videos. I don't get too technical about the actual spring resistant and the buttons and how it clicks and how loud it clicks, and there's a million variables when you come to keyboards. So if you happen to find something that you really like that is not the standard format of how you do it, like Bluetooth or some of these other wireless features that are out there, that's an option. Next video I'm going to touch on is some mouse options. I have the traditional mouse options that I will cover. Of course, there's probably more non-traditional, like Bluetooth. I know there's some of those. There's some of the other structured type things that you can also use. This one does not have a mouse on it. It's just basically a keyboard. I'm sure you can find some out there nowadays that it's all one unit. Maybe it has a touchpad, it has different features on it, but this served the feature of what I wanted. So it works great because if I'm using it on the phone, I have the touch where I can move around or do whatever I need to in case I need to jump, because I jumped train of thought when I was typing. So wanted to do a short video. I know it's going pretty long so far, but I wanted to show this. I thought it was important to show this because if you watch the other video I did about keyboards, I touched on that subject, but I did not go into detail. So this is more of a detail of it. I wanted to show it. Of course, it takes batteries. Right here, it's not a paid sponsor, anything like that. I'm not being paid to plug this or sell these products. But again, these are products that might help you out. These are alternate products that you can use on alternate devices. This thing can be used on a lot of different devices. Can be linked to a lot of different devices. So that's why I'm bringing this up. It could be used in a business environment, could be used in a home environment. Could be used now because of the cross-platform of home and business environments. Now that people may be going back to the office, but some people may be still working from home, or some people are working 50-50 or 20, a split. Or like I said, if you're in a training or somewhere else where you're out of the office meetings, maybe you're at some kind of legal thing where you need to change the legal document for wording wise because you have a contract between someone and someone else you're trying to agree on, and you need to change it. When you, like I said, if you use slang or any specific way of writing, this might help you. You can go in there and actually edit what you need to edit, type it up, have your agreement on how it's written, send it off, get it printed, get it signed, get it taken care of. Instead of you trying to fiddle around with a touchscreen or something else of that means. Because the other option is say you show up to the meeting and you say, I thought everything was great with that contract. Everything was going smooth until a certain page it's worded a certain way that someone disagrees with. You didn't bring a laptop. You didn't bring anything. So then you're sending your notes off to someone else to do corrections so they can send it back to you because you don't have any of these physical devices to do these type of things. So even if it's something as simple as you put this into a little bag or your suitcase or whatever that you carry with your phone, you might be able to remedy a lot of these things. Not to mention, you got to send your instructions or how you want that worded to someone. So it's either got to be typed up, talked in, written down, take a photo, send the photo off, any of those type of things. Again, this might be a helpful feature. Even home users. You have multiple tablets, multiple users in the home. You might need it for one little small feature. Kids are home, doing studies online, doing homework online, college kids, all these kids and all these people that have to study online, have to submit things online, online courses, all of this stuff. This might be handy for you too, because you might be just using your phone. You might not need to use a whole computer or a laptop or anything like that anymore, because you have a device like this to your phone. You can log in, click on whatever the form is or whatever you need to fill out, type away. When you're done, you submit it, you're done. So that's one of the variables. That even if you have a tablet, again, that takes up most of your screen to have that keyboard, it's nice to have that feature of having that. Wanted to go through some of these scenarios. I know I've touched on a lot of this over and over and over again on the video, but a lot of people are going to think this is silly, it's dumb, you can just buy a USB, you could buy this, you could buy that, you could buy this, you could buy that. True. You could use any of those other alternatives. But this might end up working out better for you, and you didn't know about it in the first place. Because you knew about USB, and you knew about like a Wi-Fi one that might work out, and this and that, and you can link it. There's some other features out there that people might know of that might do the same features and job set, but this might be just perfect for certain people's scenarios. So I don't want to just count it. I don't want to just toss it away. What's it hurt? Do a little video, let everybody know of this kind of a scenario. And want to thank everybody for watching. Hopefully you're still watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe, hit the bell, leave your comments. Alrighty, thank y'all.